Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. Can you say 400? I think you can, because that's how much money Wargaming wants you to spend on this Tier 9 German collector light tank, the Lech Panzer 70. Right now, we have the Iron Fest event going on, just like last year, where you can purchase these barrels, which will give you either a tank from the list with a 0.3 to 0.2% drop chance, or you can get, after opening 20 of these barrels, the Iron Fest containers, which we can see here. Every 20 containers you open, you will get, I think, 100 of these. So, yeah, it's going to cost you a ridiculous amount of money to get your hands on the Lech Panzer 70K. It's a real bummer. I don't know why Wargaming has to make the most fun tanks such a ridiculous price tag, but that is the way the cookie crumbles when it comes to Wargaming. Today, I'll be playing in this tank, showcasing its capabilities, what exactly it can do on the battlefield, and hopefully by the time you're done watching today's video, you'll learn a thing or two about this tank and why I guess you can't have it. I actually really like the Lech Panzer. That's what really makes me sad about it being so expensive. I actually did purchase this tank on my main account though, so yeah, go figure. If we make our way over to the gun on this tank, we can see that it features a bunch of different mechanics. It has, obviously, the light tank mechanic of just not losing camo while on the move, but more importantly, it has tracer shells and adaptive concealment. That means that this vehicle can not only keep tanks spotted for 20 seconds, but it can also know when it's been detected, and it can see how long it's detected and who detected them. So it's kind of got the two biggest abilities in the game. And when you pair that with the fact that this vehicle features a 3-shell autoloader that has great damage per minute, that has solid dispersion, and even pretty good pen values in general, I think it allows the Lech Panzer 70K to be one of the strongest Tier 9s in the game. And as I said, this is why it's such a bummer. I don't know why Wargaming has to make these vehicles, which are really fun and really capable, behind such expensive paywalls. It just limits the amount of people that can actually have these tanks. I'd say the best way to describe this vehicle is a Tier 9 Bauschation 25 ton, except kind of better, because it features that spotting mechanic and adaptive concealment, which the Batchat doesn't. I also think with the legendary camo, this vehicle looks absolutely fantastic. I think we can all agree this is one of the few times Wargaming has actually cooked and made a really good legendary camo. But once again, it's for a vehicle that nobody can get their hands on, so the only time you'll be seeing this legendary camo is when I'm driving the tank. You might be able to get your hands on a free elephant, though. I guess that's something that's somewhat cool. We have the enemy Bauschation, which we do get a shell into. We also have the enemy 5A in the back, which I didn't pen, but just shooting the 5A keeps that player spotted for now 20 seconds, so that's obviously pretty nice. We'll notice that I don't have team support, so I'm getting the heck out of here. Oh, what the heck? Great, we got the Eric already YOLOing. I'm going to help out with the Eric. We get 1 shell into that player, we get 2 shells into that player, and 3 shells. Okay, and I'm going to leave now. I don't know why that Eric made that play. Way to go, dude. How to throw your full health tier 10 away in just a few seconds. I was going to run away, but you know what? Now that we know that the enemy team is not all here, it means that I can actually push up the bridge and help out with the 5A pretty easily. So that's what we're going to do. This tank is not the most mobile light tank, but it's fast enough that you should be able to get in and out of position pretty easily. So there's the 5A backing off, and he gets shot. We're just going to poke this. We're going to aim it on the 5A, and apparently I can't pen it at that angle at the track wheel. But thankfully we got 2 more shells. We still end up taking 500 HP off. Also, I realize that my game audio is a little bit louder than I'd ideally like it to be, so that's a lot better there. Okay, well, 5A is getting shot by all of these players. I'm going to let him back up to a point where I won't be spotted. And now we can move over here, and let's see if we can get some damage into maybe the grill. Let's see. There's 1 shell into the grill. I'm going to shoot the Bauschation, and boom. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. We got some damage into the Batchat, and spinning that player out actually gave our team really, really good capabilities there. The grill is being absolutely chunked, and I'm pretty sure this grill is going to be cooked in just a second. We have the back of the 60 TP, which I'm going to get 1 shell into, 2 shells into, and 3 shells into. There you go. Is my team really going to allow this grill to shoot me? That's crazy, dude. I cannot believe that that grill is still alive and was able to take a third of my health off. It doesn't matter. We're going to win. But the fact that I had a WZ, a 907, and an M60, which all just allowed the grill to drive around that corner for free, is crazy. Either way, I don't think we're going to get any more damage this game, but you definitely saw a pretty good example of where, we were this close to getting that shell out. But you definitely saw an example of where this tank feels really nice. That auto-loading gun allows you to get out some really good damage. The mobility of the tank, definitely a little bit on the slower side for a light tank, but it's fine. The mechanics this thing features are so nice. We ended up dealing 2,800 damage in this game, and we probably finished close to top, and there you go. 113 seemed to have farmed out the enemy heavies, but I got no complaints. The point of a light tank isn't to deal, 8 billion damage. The point of a light tank is to support your team, give spots, and make sure that you're making the winning plays and shaping the course of the battle, right? I always consider heavy tanks and tank destroyers the vehicles that are supposed to farm, the vehicles that are supposed to hold, and then light tanks are more the tanks that are supposed to control the map, right? I mean, I can really do a lot of capabilities just spotting the enemy up with the tracer shell mechanic alone. Now this game we have a bunch of mediums. We have a TVP, we got a 50T, and we have a Progetto. I don't like maps like this, and I especially don't like matchups like this. It's very annoying to have to fight a bunch of medium tanks in a vehicle that's a light tank, because it just kind of, it makes it hard to do a lot. Now what I'm going to do in this game is I'm going to sit right here, and we're going to stare at this bush, because that's usually a pretty good early game spot. We got the enemy TVP spotted. Okay. We'll see if anybody pokes that. We also have a lion in mid, which I get 1 shell into, 2 shells into, and 3 shells into. Nice! That was 783 damage into that lion. Sometimes playing passive is the right play. And I don't know where, obviously, the entire enemy team is as of yet, so I'm not going to be playing super aggressive until I do. And we also have nobody spotting up the heavy flank, which is not the worst play ever, because as long as our team pushes this flank fast enough, I think we'll be fine, but it's definitely weird to see nobody going to the heavy flank whatsoever. Alright, I'm gonna move up, see if I can maybe spot a heavy or something. This is just the game where, like, you feel like you don't really do anything. We got 1 shell into the lion, 2 shells into the lion, 3 shells into the lion. I'm not really sure what that player was doing, but obviously, oh, okay. Just gonna get shot across the map. They don't have, I just want to clarify this. They don't have any tank destroyers, but they do have a tank camping in the back in that tank destroyer bush, which is pretty dang tragic if you think about it. We get a shell into the enemy T100. That player's dead. We're going to put on my reload. We've dealt 1,600 damage, which is totally fine. I know that for a fact they have a, I'm going to assume, actually I can't assume, all of their tanks have the same alpha, but they have a tank back there, which is really sad. Whoever's in that spot should be really ashamed of themselves. There you go. We got the AMX M4 back here as well. All right, let's aim it on the AMX. Aiming. There's 1 pen for 277. 2 pens. Oh, or not. But we got... Yep, there it is. I knew it. I knew they'd have more than 1 tank back there. It's crazy to me that people will camp there. You will see that your entire team is on the other flank of the map, and yet you will still camp in your freaking heavy in the corner of the map. What a shame, dude. What a shame. All right, we're going to sit right here. We're going to aim it on the side of that AMX. We're going to get 1 pen, 2 pens, and 3 pens. There you go. That's a pretty nasty chunk of damage into that player, and that puts us over 3,000 damage. As you can see, I played pretty passive early game, and that allowed me to actually have a really, really good battle so far. Alright, well, we're going to move up, and we're going to see if I can get some damage into the enemy WZ. Aiming. There's 1 pen for 256. There's 2 pens. That player's taken out of the game, and we can aim it on the back of the VK90 turret for an additional 290 damage. Okay, well, this was a great game. Yeah, the Lech Panzer is a really solid tank, as we can see. I don't know. This VK90 is complaining about his team, but at the same time, he never pushed up to help out the medium flank. It wouldn't have mattered when you have 2 heavy tanks camping in the spawn. It's a guaranteed loss. You're basically a 5 versus 7, and my whole team worked together. So obviously that was just a complete steamroll from my team. But you can definitely notice how I took advantage of the situation I was in. I did not play aggressive. This is not a medium tank. It's not meant to play aggressive. And since we had nobody on the heavy flank, I wasn't going to play frontline on the medium flank when we had, 3 mediums up against us. It's just not going to happen. So I played passive, got some early game shots out, and then once I saw that I could push up, I did, got out some farms, spotted the enemy heavy tanks, lit them up for my team, and that's exactly how you want to play a light tank like this. I consider light tanks mobile tank destroyers. Either way, as we can see, the Lech Panzer 70K, it's a really fun tank, and it is such a shame that Wargaming really decided to make this an impossible tank for players to get, because I've been having a blast in the vehicle, I've been doing really well in it. Good job, Wargaming, good job. This is why people don't like playing Blitz, because instead of being a welcoming game and creating an environment which is like, oh, anybody can get cool tanks, instead it's just, no, every single tank that's cool is behind a paywall. It's really a shame, but oh well. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.